Next up, we have the cats. We got the Charlie archetype. We got Yummy, which is in the same deck build pack. And honestly, before I even read any of these, I think these artworks are so funny, dude. I love the design on this. I love that Yu-Gi-Oh is the kind of game where you can have all kinds of artworks. You got like on the one hand, you got Zeus. On the other hand, you got like the friggin', what is this? A cat that's also a milkshake or whatever. It's got strawberries for ears. It's great, dude. I think it's peak. All right, we got Cupsy Yummy. Now, what I don't like is that they have the star in the name, because I'm thinking of life twins when I see the stars in the name, and I'm always thinking of how much of a pain in the ass it is to find life twins on like Master Duel when you're trying to filter for them. So please stop doing that. Anyways, Cupsy Yummy, level 1 light beast effect monster. 0 attack, 1600 defense. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect once per turn. If you control a Link 1 monster or a level 2 synchro monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a Yummy card from your deck to your hand, except Cupsy Yummy. Or if it was special summoned by a synchro monster's effect, you can draw a card instead. Okay. That's good. That's a good start. It's basically the same start that we had to the other one. It's on summon search with bonus, which is good. Yep. Then we have Cookie Yummy. We have Cookie Yummy, level 1 light beast effect monster, 1000 attack, 0 defense. You can only special summon with the first effect once per turn. You can only use the second effect once per turn. If you control a Link 1 or level 2 synchro, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 1000 attack. Or if this card was special summoned by a synchro monster's effect, you can destroy that monster instead. Okay, this is significantly worse than the previous one. However, it could still be good enough if this deck just wants extenders. And I don't know how flexible it is in summoning. We're gonna have to read the synchro monsters to evaluate how easy you can do the second part, right? We've got Lollipop Yummy, level 1 light beast effect monster. You can only special summon with up. If you control a Link 1, okay, they all have this. If you control a Link 1 or level 2, you can special summon this card from your hand. Now, none of these are tuners, even though they are a synchro archetype. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target a card in your opponent's graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, or if this card was special summoned by a synchro monster's effect, you can banish that card instead. Okay. That's neat. Graveyard Disruption is very, very powerful. Okay, so we only get 3 main deck monsters. We've got Cupsy Yummy Way. I think this was the one that I feel like I've seen this artwork before. I feel like this was the one they spoiled somewhere. Level 2 Light Beast, 2200 defense, materials, a tuner and a non-tuner. For this synchro... Okay, dude. For this synchro summon, you can treat a Link 1 monster you control as a level 1 tuner. Well, that explains why there's no tuner. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what I think of that, dude. We're Link 1ing and then we're synchroing? Okay. So I'm assuming they get their own Link 1 monster. It would only make sense, but even if they don't, you could make like, I guess in a TCG you can't make Link Karibo, but you can only use the first and second effect once per turn each. If this card is synchro summoned, you can add 2 Yummy monsters from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. Okay, that's powerful. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return this card to the extra deck special summon. Okay. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, you're supposed to... Oh, that's fun. That's a fun concept. That's a fun concept. So you're supposed to summon this, and then on the opponent's turn, or when you're playing into a board, you can also do it on your own turn. But like, you're supposed to like tag out, basically. You tag out your synchros, into the little guys, and then they get significantly more powerful effects when you do that. Like, tag out into Cookie and Lollipop, and you get a Pop and a Banish from the graveyard, which is pretty good. So okay, all right. Cookie, Yummy Way. Oh, they got one synchro for each. Okay. Okay, same thing. Can use a Link 1 as a tuner. You can only use the first and second ones per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, target up to 2 face-up monsters on the field. Change them to face-down defense position. Oh my god. Can you summon this on the opponent's turn? Please tell me you can summon this on the opponent's turn. That's so powerful. There's probably going to be like a spell trap or something to summon it on the opponent's turn. Okay, dude. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return this card to the extra deck, special summon 2 yummy monsters from your graveyard. Okay, so the one thing, I think there's one thing that's going to hold this deck back in the beginning. It seems pretty cool, and we have more to read. But what I'm already noticing is there's only 3 main deck monsters, and all of their effects are once per turn. So even when you only have 2 of the synchros, you're not getting the full value of all your tag outs, right? Because you're gonna have to tag out into things that have already used their effects. But like, still, it's a pretty cool concept. Also, Bestials, they are lights. That is true. Bestials are gonna be pretty neat against this deck. Okay. If you, I'm gonna have to check out the thing in a second, how you summon this on the opponent's turn, but that's pretty good. Okay, Lollipop, Yummy Way. Same thing. We're gonna skip that part. If this card is synchro summoned, you can special 2 yummy monsters from your grave, but their effects are negated. When your opponent activates, there's the Link 1, dude. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return this card. Okay, so this is basically you get this one for free, right? You get this one for free. You make this one first, bring back 2, and then make one of the other one. Which is obviously pretty good. Okay. Yummy Snatchy. Link 1 Light Beast. 1 level 4 or lower Light Beast monster. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can place a Yummy Field spell from your hand or deck face up on your field. Also, you cannot Link summon Link 3 or higher Link for the rest of this turn. Once per chain, during the main phase or your opponent's battle phase, you can pay 100 life points. Immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using a yummy monster you control. Okay. So what you're telling me is that they have a Link 1 that adds a field spell, is treated as a tuner, and quick synchros on the opponent's turn into disruption? The pay 100 is ridiculous, by the way. Pay 100 is ridiculous. That's stupid. That is just stupid. Why does it say pay 100, dude? At some point, they're just gonna print the card that says pay 1 life point just so you lose in time, dude. It's because it's a crane game? Sure, I guess. I don't know, man. Still, gameplay-wise, it's just weird, but okay. What does this field spell do? Yummysment Minion. Field spell. You can only use the second and third effect once per turn. Oh, there's multiple. How many cards does this wave have? Holy shit. Yummy monsters you control gain 500 attack for each light beast monster on the field. If you control a Link 1, you can target a level 1 Yummy in your grave, special summon it. If this card's in your grave, target 2 Yummy monsters in your grave or banishment. Place them and this card on the bottom of the deck in any order. Okay, so this gives you basically infinite recursion. And it also turns any Yummy monster into a 1-card synchro, right? Because you go normal summon the Yummy, even if it's one of the bad ones. Let's say it's not this one, because this one obviously adds. But let's say it's just, you have, the only thing you have is Cookie, right? So you normal summon Cookie, you make Snatchy, you get the field spell, you revive Cookie, you got your synchro, right? Which is pretty good. Yumisment Akroki. Field spell. Akroki? I don't know, dude. Field spell, you can only use the first, second, and third effect once per turn each. If you synchro summon a light beast, you can target a card your opponent controls, destroy it. If a face-up monster you control leaves your field by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon a yummy monster from your deck. If this card's in your grave, okay, you never tag out, never run out of stuff. Okay. If a face-up monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, special summon a yummy from your deck. I guess having the option between two field spells is nice. Because once you've used the revive effect on this, it doesn't provide you with much more. So like you could potentially use the revive first and then replace it with this one. But I'm not sure how much, like how good this is. How do you win? Yeah, that remains to be seen because this is a very, it seems like a very powerful engine though. Because there's no real lock here. Right, but it seems like a pretty strong engine, but we'll see. They are light beasts, which is getting a lot of support with the ancient fairy dragon stuff as well. So like maybe there's something there, because there's also field spells. So like you could make like ancient fairy dragon, pop one of these field spells, get the other one or whatever. Like there's definitely potential. Yummy Redemption. Continuous trap card. You can only use the third effect once per turn. Monsters your opponent controls lose 200 attack for each light beast and in your grave. Once per chain, if you synchro summon a light beast synchro, you can draw a card, then place a card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. You can banish this card from your grave, then target a yummy you control and a monster your opponent controls. Switch control of both. Hold up. Can you add any yummy card with this? No, this adds monsters. I thought if you could like add this for free and then discard it, it'd be neat. Because the graveyard effect is the most disruptive one. This card seems very mediocre. I'm not sure exactly. The first card adds it. Yeah, you can add it with this, but I feel like most of the time you're gonna add like another monster as an extender, but potentially. Maybe it's good enough as a one-of if you can search it and discard it for like the disruption effect. Maybe, like yeah. Okay, so with these guys, the cool thing here is we just looked at the Dragon Tails, right? And I feel like with the Dragon Tails, by looking at the cards, you got a very clear idea of what their game plan is. The only thing that remains to be seen is that game plan strong enough? What I'm feeling about these yummy cards is a little different, but it's also cool because I'm reading these cards and I'm like, okay, these are very powerful. There's a lot of very powerful stuff going on here, but I'm not entirely sure which direction these are going to go, right? These are way more open in terms of what you do with them, you know? Like I could see some of the things that you guys have mentioned. Like I could see these being paired with like the ancient fairy stuff. People are saying Cry Brigade has synergy here, right? The Sky Striker cards, because they produce Link 1s, could potentially be pretty good, right? So like there's a lot of ways you could approach this deck and a lot of ways it could go. But no matter what you do, they seem pretty fun. At least at first glance, you know, there's nothing too crazy here. Like nothing here. They just facilitate a bunch of cool interaction, I feel like, so far from what I'm seeing. So but I like those cards. I think they're fun. I tend to really like this concept of tagging out. You know, I like summoning the synchros and then having them tag out, split up into the small guys again. It's just a fun concept, I think. And the art is just, I feel like the cherry on top. I like the art, especially this. This is my favorite. Which is your favorite yummy monster, chat? The cookie, the lollipop, or the cup? I think the cup is broken. Cookie is peak. Cookie's cool too, yeah. Poll it. All right, we're polling it. We need statistics. All right, poll is up. We need answers. All right, it's not even close, dude. It's not even close. Cup is goated. Cup wins. No one can stop the cup. What's the win con? See, that I don't know. For that, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is the deck that needs to be probably paired with other things to find the win con. Because what these guys provide you is like a bunch of funny synchro plays that are just like mildly annoying to your opponent, you know? Because another thing I'm just now noticing about these synchros, for the most part, they don't even have that many that great stats, right? Like especially Lollipop and Cookie, the synchros, they're very small. So like you can deal with these guys the same way you can sometimes deal with an SP Little Knight, where you just summon a monster and attack it, because they only tag out when your opponent activates a card or effect. So like sometimes you can just, you know, there's outplay potential here as well, which is good, unless you have this one up, of course. Gain 500 attack for each light beast on the field, but I mean, who knows how many you're gonna have consistently. Overall, honestly, deck build pack Justice Hunters is once again looking pretty promising. Koyumi Desu, thank you for the 11 months. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Yeah, no, Justice Hunters, honestly, I feel like it's stepping right into the footsteps of crossover breakers, where there's genuinely just good stuff in here, you know? We got one more to go, right? We haven't seen the third one yet. Oh, I forgot. It was... So Dragon Tail was supposed to be fusion based. What did they say for this one? Because it's got Synchro and Link. I think they said Synchro though, right? They said Synchro. Even though it's Synchro and Link, essentially. And then Xyz, okay. Can you activate the Link one if you already have a field spell up? Yeah. You can place a field spell if you already have a field spell. That works. It's just gonna destroy the old one. You can place over a field spell. Sathane, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, you can swap fields during the opponent's turn. Yeah. You can also, I'm just now noticing this, is you can basically go through all of these on your opponent's turn, right? Like, because the quick synchro effect of this thing is once per chain, not once per turn. So what you can do is, let's say opponent's turn, you quick synchro into Cupsy, your opponent does something, you tag out with Cupsy into a level 1 plus Snatchy, synchro again. This time, synchro into Cookie. Then book 2 monsters. Your opponent keeps playing. You tag out Cookie into Snatchy and another monster again, and then you pay 100 again. So like you can keep doing that, right? Obviously, at a certain point, you're gonna have to be summoning stuff that's already activated its effects. Like you're gonna be running out of once per turn stuff, but like it's still pretty neat. Welcome back, tier limits. All right, calm down there, right? Calm down over there. Chill. There's a 1-card combo already? I mean, yeah, of course. Dude, that defeats Schmidt. Oh my god. And the Lacrima. Oh my god. And the White Forest. Okay, calm down. At which point of this combo are you gonna get nibbed? Bro, this is just a Feedsmith Azamina White Forest combo. Stop doing that. No one's gonna do that. This is the modern equivalent of like a YouTube combo that starts with 1 Armageddon Knight. I'm gonna do that. No, you won't. No, you won't. By the time these cards come out, you can't even do that. There's no way by the time these cards come out, you can still do full Fiendsmith combo off of 2 bodies. That's just not happening. Yeah, the The weirdest thing about these cards is that Kagari plus Hornet Drones makes these synchros. That is kind of like throwing me off. That Kagari plus Hornet Drones making a level 2 synchro, something, it just doesn't sit right with me. All right, like you go activate Hornet Drones, summon Kagari, add back Hornet Drones, activate Hornet Drones, and make a level 2 synchro. Hornet Drones is level 4? No, it's level 1. Hornet Drones is level 1 because you can make Link Karibo with it. I distinctly remember doing that during... I played a Sky Striker version of Snake Eyes, and I made Link Karibo before like normal summon Snake Eye Ash, so you can dodge like Imperm and stuff with it. Alright, but overall, pretty promising support, I would say. Pretty promising support. But yeah, those were the new cards that I missed over the course of the last week. And it's some good stuff. Honestly, it's some good stuff. But I will say, I am happy with the design approach that they've taken in these sort of in this upcoming year so far. I feel like we're going to we're getting some better card design in 2025 than we did in 2024 for the most part. D7, thank you for 14 months. Hello Josh, thank you. You inspired me to play Paleo at locals, and now they changed from 5 rounds to only 1. Okay. Yeah, you got me there.